Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I am Tico. Welcome back to this weather update. Now, we are going to be tracking a couple of things. We're talking about the storms that are going to be going on in the southeast tomorrow and Tuesday. Also, we're going to be tracking the winter storm that is going to be moving northeast, and it could bring potentially snow up to around an inch to around 3 inches potentially into parts of Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, and potentially northwestern Indiana. Again, let's get back to the winter storm. This snowstorm has been centered decently over Massachusetts and New Hampshire, far southern Maine, but this it's just some snow showers, just moving southeast. Now the models are going to be tracking this storm. This first storm, which is still going, this is around 3 o'clock p.m. And as the model is showing, we're going to have some high pressure. We're going to have sun mainly for most of Monday. Then Tuesday night, it's early Wednesday morning. We could get in on, again, the snowfall and also the rain and a few thunderstorms potentially if you go south into parts of Pennsylvania, North Carolina, South Carolina, and parts of Delaware, like near Dover, and also near New Jersey. And here's the snow. Here's the snow threat. And the snowstorm that's been sitting over parts of New Hampshire is already, from the models, it's saying we could get up to 2 to 3 inches. But in New York, I don't think they have gotten any snow. But another band could fire up like isolated areas up to around an inch in parts of eastern Tennessee. And so this snowstorm is going to be moving northeast. The models are showing that we could have 8 inches potentially. I kind of don't believe that. I'm just saying it's going to be like the 1 to 3 range potentially. But yeah, the severe weather. We're going to the severe weather. You can see the day 2 risk or the 3 out of 5. This is a 3 out of 5, which is an enhanced risk. This does include New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Mobile, Montreal, and Gulfport. Surrounding that, a decently sized slight risk for Houston, Pasadena, Lafayette, Beaumont, and Sugar Land, which is on the east side which is on the southeast side of Houston. And surrounding that, we have a decently sized marginal risk, which does include Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, Arlington, and Plano, which I'm just getting this from right there. And so this is tomorrow. Remember that. Tornadoes are going to be a threat. Tornadoes are going to be a big threat. 10%, and you see the hatch marks? Those could be potentially EF2 tornadoes and of higher within 25 miles of a given point. Which that does include, again, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Mobile, Montreal, and Gulfport, Mississippi. Also, if you're in the 5%, you have a chance for some storms. It doesn't matter which color you're in. You still have a chance for severe weather. Then day 3, again, another enhanced risk for parts of the southeast. This does include Tallahassee, Albany, Dothan, Panama City, and Wright. Also a decently, and I mean a decently sized, slight risk, which include Jacksonville, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Orlando, and Columbus in Georgia. Then surrounding that, a decently sized slight risk, which includes Charlotte, Virginia Beach, Miami, Atlanta, and Raleigh. Also, Fort Myers and Virginia Beach, which I already just said. So let's get over back to the models. It's gonna time it out. Monday morning is gonna be a bumpy start. 9Z, that is 3 p.m. These popcorn showers and thunderstorms are going to be in parts of southwestern Mississippi and the parts of central Louisiana. These storms are going to start off in parts of Texas. Then this storm is going to go into a line. Potentially supercells are going to be likely with tornadoes. Again, EF2 or higher tornadoes. And this is at 7 o'clock potentially. Then this storm is going to form into a line. And again, tornadoes are going to be a big threat. This line could produce tornadoes. It's going to be sweeping across the New Orleans area by around 5 a.m. potentially. Then it's going to be moving into areas like Birmingham, Tuscaloosa by around 3 a.m. Then the storm is going to move northeast, and again, those areas, Dothan, Virginia Beach could get in on some of this, and then it's going to move east. And still going to be a big threat for the further east you are in the parts of Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Also, again, flooding is going to be a decent threat. We have a moderate risk for tomorrow for excessive rainfall, surrounding that a slight risk for excessive rainfall, which means we could have some rain that could probably clog up the streams, potentially creeks and streams. But a moderate risk, that's kind of rare. But if we have a high risk, we will let you know as soon as that happens. But moderate risk, that does include New Orleans, south into parts of Mississippi. Also, the slight risk includes parts of Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and in the parts of Georgia and the panhandle of Florida. The day after Tuesday, the storm is going to move northeast, and the area of excessive rainfall is going to be for New York City. Because of the melting snow, those storms are going to be moving northeast. But let's get over to the total rainfall, potentially. Areas could get, look at this. Look at how active this is going to be. Look at this. They're saying potential areas up to 5 inches is likely. But areas up to 2 to 4 inches of rain is potentially could happen. This is why there's a moderate risk it affects. So you see all these streaks. You see all these streaks of like 7 inches, or not 7 inches, 2 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches. This is going to be a flooding type of storm. This is not going to be like the quick rainfall. This is not going to be the quick type of line. It's going to be possibly staying there for possibly hours, potentially, and that could lead up to flooding. Back over to the day 3. This again, that moderate risk includes parts of New York City, and surrounding that a decent, and I mean a big size of a slight risk, which goes into parts of northeastern Alabama, far northeastern Alabama, parts of Georgia, all the way up into parts of Massachusetts. Then surrounding that a marginal risk from the panhandle of Florida, all the way up to southwestern Maine and into parts of Vermont. We're going to time this one out. But they could get around, looking at the model, they could say an inch, potentially after this first round moves in. Then the second round is going to move in, and the models haven't loaded up yet, but they're saying, and again, we're seeing these streaks, we're seeing decent amounts of streaks. Areas up to 2 to 4 inches are likely that could move northeast and produce heavy rainfall. So make sure y'all guys have a plan. Remember to get a NOAA weather radio. Also stay active if you're in parts of the southeast. Thank you so much for watching this weather update. Have a fantastic rest of your day.